Yo, what's up, everybody? Brooks and Blaine back at you with another episode of the Abrazo Football Podcast. Brooks, how are you doing, my friend?
Good. Went on a nice 10K run this morning. So first time being
Oh,
outside in a while. Usually doing these indoor ones at the on the treadmill. I don't like that, but yeah, feeling good. How about you?
a little easier. No, I mean, I was actually considering Salt Lake City's having their 10K in March, and I
Oh,
was considering joining, but it's too cold. It's not going to be warm. Like, we played soccer outside yesterday, and it was cloudy, and I thought I was gonna kill. I shouldn't say cut, but it's just entire. Like, I'm not well. I do not do well in the cold weather. So, like, 10K, your temperature, sure. But yeah, like on our building, like they have a like sign plastered. It was like they had a 5K in February that I missed. It was on the 5th of
that would
February.
be cold.
Then a 10K on the 10th of March, and then they have a 15K on the 15th of April. Run SLC is what they
I
call
feel
it.
like April would be fine, but
Like,
in yeah, like in Salt Lake, it's like March sometimes can be like surprisingly colder than these other ones. They could creep up on you. But here it's like 20 degrees Celsius right now, so it's like so nice.
yeah. Also, you guys have nice weather and nice air. The pollution in the air in Utah, especially during the winter months,
Mm.
is obscene. So I'd also be like, might get like the bubonic plague if I didn't put on like a gas mask and like detox
Yeah, but
afterwards.
you're playing soccer in this
But
weather, no?
yeah, I mean, sometimes they'll cancel our games when the weather's too bad, or
Mm.
people just won't show up, like when there's like a forest fire.
Damn.
But typically, the air's better in the summer. But yeah, I mean, we still play. Like, our season starts in April, so we'll be
Okay.
out there. But
Ah, okay.
I'll have the snood on
Yes, I
the
love this
whole
nude.
time.
The banned substance
Yeah.
in Europe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gloves? No, me yesterday. I tell you what, the British media would have had a fit. I had the snood on and gloves.
And took his shirt off to celebrate.
Okay, well, speaking of breaking rules and taking shirts off and getting hit with a yellow card, a couple weeks ago, the topic was broached, Brooks, of bringing a blue card into the game. And by now, I'm sure everyone is, they've been online, they've watched the shows, they know the blue card is kind of like a stepbrother to the yellow card, right? If you do a technical foul or a professional foul, you will be shown the blue card, or dissent. You could be shown the blue card, and what you get benched. They send you to the sin bin, is what they've been calling it all over the media. They sent you to the sin bin for 10 minutes to cool off, and if you get another one, then it's two blues equal red, one blue, one yellow, two yellow. All of these combinations equal a red card. But the idea is that you're sitting for 10 minutes when you get shown the blue card. Brooks, I need to know how you feel about this blooming blue card.
I mean, off the bat, I was like, this is just so stupid. Like, just utilize yellow cards and red cards better, or make these punishments. Like they've been talking about dissent, or for years, and saying that they're going to make it more punishable. They've done a pretty good job at like showing you a red when you like a straight red when you've stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity. I don't know, like I don't love. I just like I guess I'm more of like a purist in these things. Like I just want the game to stay how it is, but like I don't know, just like be more harsh on these penalties if the or rather than instigating an entirely new card. But I don't know. I mean, I guess like it could work. It's just this just sounds so silly to me. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't like it. I'm not. I think I'm against it. I'm all for making like a bit more harsh penalties when somebody's doing something like dissent, for example. You know, faking it, these flops. But as far as like
Floppers.
if
Yeah.
floppers need to be shown a card right then and there. So I think that if you just handled yellow and red cards better, you wouldn't need a blue card. But maybe this is how they're handling it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so I thought, okay, a blue card. I mean, I've been shown a fair amount of blue cards during my indoor soccer days, and they send you to cool off and have a rethink about what you've done. I think it's only like 2 minutes, but the game's there like 40 minutes, so it scales down. Personally, I mean, I'm a little bit torn if I'm honest. Hold on, this dog wants to come back in here. Um, my thought. Come on up, jump, 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 jump. The dog sitting.
Oh, nice.
Um, my thought is, you know, if my first thought was if you sit somebody out for 10 minutes, that like for example, like I just think back to the Euro final, right? Saka's through. Um, was it Chiellini?
Yeah.
Just grabs them and pulls them
Yeah.
back. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
horrendous. Not like like no one was like being hurt, but like in terms of like a clear goal scoring opportunity, despite him not being the last man. That was like a professional foul. Like I'm just gonna like I'm not even gonna go for. I'm just gonna stop you. Like I'm literally. It's like in the NBA when like they just like wrap you up
Yeah.
when you're trying to shoot, and they're like I'm not trying to foul you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I just do not want you to get the shot. So I'm just gonna stop you. I mean, sit him for 10 minutes. That could prevent people from doing that. That could stop them. But I'm also with you where it's like if you just gave people yellow cards, like there is no context. Like if someone did something that warrants a yellow card in the 5th minute, you just give them the yellow card
Yeah,
in the 5th minute,
exactly.
and that way, come the 85th minute and Saka's running on goal, you don't have the option to just yank them back because you already have a yellow card, or you do have the option, but you'll be kicked off. And then like if you just so yeah, I think I like in theory I don't mind the blue card if
Hmm.
I'm being completely honest with you. Like I do think that like yeah, if someone has a clear goal scoring opportunity in the first 15 minutes of the game and someone pulls them back and then they yank them for 10 minutes, yeah, the other team's just going to sit in and park the bus and nothing's going to happen, and that would make the spectacle of the game a lot more boring
Yes.
for everybody. So I mean a different way to look at it would be maybe 10 minutes isn't enough, but or you could just be actually I think the best thing to do, like you said, is just to apply the rule
I think
no
yeah.
matter what. Like someone dissents, like don't talk to the ref. If you come talk to the ref, yellow card. You talk to the ref, like because I mean I think the goal is the same. Like they just want people to stop talking back to refs, and they want people to stop with the technical or professional fouls because it's one and the same thing, right? It's like the game is less entertaining if somebody like if you're if somebody like how it is like oh yeah like you're about to be on a fast break, I'm just going to tackle you and knock you over
Yeah.
to break up the play so that you can't have the fast break. As a fan, that's annoying because that would lead to a high stakes situation where there could be a goal, but the striker gets taken out, in the middle of the park just because there was that threat, and there's no real consequence. So I feel like if that was punished with a yellow card, or if they changed the rule to say like, yo, like if you're on a fast break and you do this, like you're getting a red
That's
card.
a red
Like
card. Yeah.
that's a clear goal scoring opportunity. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you weren't the last man or you were. Like it. Like I just like I agree. There's things that like if we like dissent needs to go. I mean I get it. I like as a referee, like I wouldn't want not even like swearing at refs. Like I don't care about that. Like if a ref makes a bad call, you'd be like, oh, you're stupid AF, like whatever. Like that's fine. Like I feel like you're a grown
Yeah. Yeah.
adult man, woman, whatever. Like I can say whatever I want. But like if you were to just go and be like, yo, like are you sure that wasn't a penalty? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like okay, yellow card,
Right.
stop. Like stop talking to me. Like I like that in the history of the sport that has never changed. Like someone come up and please be like, please give him a
Yeah.
pen. Like no, like that's but like if you give me a call I don't like it, I'm just like f that.
Yeah.
Like that, like I don't have a problem with that. Or like, but like coming to the rep and be like, oh, are you an idiot? Like, are you stupid? Are you blind? Like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
I can like that. That would stop, but like just yelling out of frustration. So I think yeah, just applying the rules better, and then players would learn like, oh yeah, like I can't do this because my team is being put in a bad situation, and there would be no need for a blue card. I feel like I'm rambling, but that's my thought.
No, I'm
That's
with
how I
you
feel.
because I feel like it's just gonna. I mean, the thing that I don't like with American sports is how long things take, and I feel like that's starting to happen in soccer. Like it's, I like that they let the game continue to play when they're doing a VAR check or whatever. But even when the ref has to
Yeah,
stop and then go to his screen and then take 10 minutes to see like these lines and to like replay and replay and replay in slow mo, like I just feel like they're just slowing it down so much. Like it used to be 90 minutes, a couple minutes of stoppage time, and you got it. But now it's like, you know, it's gonna slow the game down even more to just put, like you said, they're gonna put 10 men behind the ball. They're gonna park the bus. They're gonna try to just wait out those 10 minutes as safely as possible. But I mean, to your point, like if this does stop people from making these cynical, silly fouls, then that's great. You know, maybe if the best case scenario, the best outcome is like it happened once or twice, and then you never see a blue card again because they've kind of learned their lesson. But I would just like to see
Yeah.
like, yo, use the yellow and the red for what it's for. Like to your point, if it's 5 minutes into a game and there's a clear yellow or even red card, the ref isn't going to give it most of the time just because they don't want to start the game off with somebody with like, you know, down a man for the rest of the 89 minutes or you know, whatever, 80
Yeah.
minutes, just because they think that it's going to be, I don't know, not as good. People don't want to see that or whatever, but just use the cards that are supposed to be used. These players need to get the repercussions that they're owed. And I feel like introducing a blue card, maybe I'll eat my words. I'm just like I said, like kind of don't love to see change in these types of things, but that's how I feel about it. I don't really want to see it.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like you are like a lot of people that you don't want to see change in, like,
Yeah, yeah,
the world's game.
yeah, yeah,
And but I feel like there are some changes that, like, we do need to
yeah,
keep the game moving forward. So for example, you said like there's the time wasting, or like the stoppage time is like now 10 minutes, and like not time wasting from players, but like the VRA checks take time, or stopping, players are playing less. So like I don't like, for example, U.S. sports, or I guess other sports. For example, basketball. I watched the All Star game last night. They stop play every 4 to 5 minutes for
crazy.
a timeout or a commercial break or whatever. So like, what is, 4 12-minute halves turns into like a 2 hour, you know like it's a 2 hour investment for what's, really, 48, less than a 50-minute game.
Yeah,
um so my thought would be, so it, like, if we're I'm just thinking like changes overall to the sport. One, I think we could change one, so to make VAR less time consuming. Like, let's just say, for example, the offsides rule, right? They're always drawing lines, and it's like, oh, is it a shoulder? Is it where this thing cut off? Like, I feel like to make things easier, they should just say it's all like, we're only going to consider the feet, and like your entire foot has to be
yeah,
offside. So like, I got two things here. So I got like a switch. So like, if this is the goal and this is the defender's foot, and this is like, and if you're like this, like, you're onside. I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
go to the
yeah,
camera, but like if there's space between the two, then fine.
yeah,
You're Or excuse me, it was opposite. Like, if there's space between you, you are offside. If like the lines touch,
yeah.
you are
You're on. Yeah,
onside, and it's just your feet. Just make it easier. It's just
yeah,
your feet. Like, because like it's like, oh yeah, like, is that like, maybe his jersey's weird and that's his shoulder? Like, it's like, I feel like, just like make it so much easier, and that way it's just like, oh yeah, there's no millimeters. It's just like, is
yeah,
there space? Like, are the lines, like, we're all using the same lines, and with lines it's very clear because it's pixelated. So it's just like, if you zoom in, like, do the lines touch? Are they touching? Yes. Okay, then he is onside. If the lines are not touching, she is offside. Simple,
yeah.
right? I don't know.
Yeah, we should
And
do one
I guess
about
that's
what we
it.
want to see change, like what changes we want to see, and because I do want to see more cameras. Like put a camera on the goal line, like out of bounds on the goal line. How many times just this year have we seen the wrong angle, so we don't really know if the ball is out? Against Arsenal, that's been twice. Man U, it happened. Like there's all
Yeah.
these. Like put a camera there, just put it straight on, or goal line technology, like for out of bounds in these situations. But yeah, it's just silly. They're making all these rules that I'm like, is that really like advancing the game? I feel like no one really cares. I mean, I feel like this is not what's, hurting. I don't know. Well, what do I know? But like for example, Newcastle against Arsenal, that could be huge. And like as we kind of bring the close of the season upon us, like that goal that looked out of bounds, but they didn't call it out of bounds, and then they ended up scoring. Then there's a whole other thing. Was it a foul? Blah blah blah. Like these are the things that are kind of like more potentially dangerous and like affecting the outcome of the game. But in my opinion, like a blue card, that's that's not what we really need to see. But anyway, everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah, no, either, yeah. I mean, and yeah, 10 minutes isn't it's 10 minutes isn't long enough to make a difference. It's like you can, like you said, you can, if you're the other team, you can just park the bus and clear the balls and fight. It's like when you're like the last 10 minutes of the game and someone gets a red card.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like a team can hold on
Yeah, yeah.
if they have the lead, and it's like being down a man for 10 minutes isn't as detrimental to a team winning or losing a game as it sounds.
Yeah.
Like if you were to say like he goes off for the rest of the half,
Right, it's different.
okay,
Yeah.
well that's different, and then there's like a strategy can be played into it. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like if there's 5 minutes left, I'll just do this and I'll just go off, or maybe I'm tired. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't need a sub. I just need a break. I don't know. So actually, maybe that probably doesn't make sense. You can just stop running if you need a break. But yeah, either way, I guess like you said, we'll see. I mean, I doubt that the rule changes with the blue card. I feel like enough people don't like it, and I feel like they said they'll try it in the lower leagues, and I
Yeah.
think they'll see that. Like for the most part, like it doesn't change the outcome of the game. It just makes the game less boring. What we need to do is make the game. Now I tell you what I would like to see. People are getting mad at this. Instead of taking a man off, they throw an extra man on. you throw, this is a joke. Clearly, this is a joke, but like, it's just like this is like the insanity, right?
Man's out here
You
sound like
throw like,
Gerard
oh yeah,
Piqué.
this is the Kings League. You throw another ball on the court or another ball on the field, and only that other team can play with that ball. Like or like they can only score with it. Like there's like this is crazy talk. So yeah, I think we can probably move on from the blue card and the regulations. It would be a fun topic to discuss in the future, but I have a more fun topic to discuss today. So Brooks, your team is in the middle of a pretty good title race. Liverpool's in there with them. The City is in there. City played the Chelsea yesterday and dropped points at the Etihad Stadium. Brooks, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it made me feel really good. I mean, I was hoping that Chelsea could come away with all 3 points. But yeah, now that goal difference is looking really nice for Arsenal. They scored like 11 goals in the last 2 games, so I didn't think that they could close that gap. It was like a 6 or 7 point goal difference gap, but yeah. So now making me feel really good. Obviously, City still have a game in hand, and we've talked about this. This is like City, they're gonna go on a run where they don't lose for like 12 games in a row. They're gonna you brought it up off camera. Like they play Liverpool anyway, going down toward the back end of the season.
The
So
stretch,
yeah,
yeah.
but Arsenal, I mean, I think that they're looking amazing. They haven't lost since the turn of the year. Gabby is bringing them good luck. Every time he watches a game with me, they win. So
Good
they're
kid,
looking
good kid.
good. It's looking like they're starting to finally click. Like I feel like we've talked about this all year. Like they just haven't looked good. Like they are arguably a better team on paper, but they just haven't been able to put everything together. And it feels like things are finally coming together for Arsenal. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see this. It's exciting to see goals being scored. Especially, I mean, I'm not the biggest Jesus fan when it comes to like putting him up top as a striker, but when you're scoring 6 goals a game and they're like almost all by different players, that kind of shows that Arteta was right about not signing a striker in the winter window.
Even Kai Havertz got a goal over the weekend.
Kai Havertz,
Even Kai Havertz is scoring goals. He got like barely 2, 3 goals in the last five.
he got more than Jesus this season, I think, and people are still hating on him.
No hate. I mean, I won't hate. I
Yeah,
could. I can tell you one thing. I could never hate on the kid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What he did for our club, I can't hate on him. I could never hate on him. Okay, so let me. So yeah, I mean, I'm not. Maybe we don't need to necessarily get into a prediction here, but I mean, so you guys are in it. City is obviously in it. I mean, Erling Haaland. Let's be honest. He's not looking.
Man, missed
He
so
did
many
not look
chances
good against
yesterday.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like I know he is devastated. He like so. This is like I feel like you said, City like this game they had against Chelsea. is going to make either this game will either make or break their season. If they draw or lose their next game, it's over. But if they win their next game by like 3 or 4 goals, I feel like they aren't going to lose or draw a game for the rest of the season. Like like this is like the defining moment of their season. Either they go on to win it or they go on to like finish in like third or fourth. But I mean, I guess we won't know until we see them who they play next and how that goes.
Yeah.
What, what do you agree with that statement, or do you feel like they still? Oh yeah, in their next game, they play Brentford. Okay, so they have a midweek game against Brentford. Okay, that won't count. But they play. Okay, they got 2 big games, like you said. They got 3 big games coming up. Arsenal, Liverpool, and United are all like their next 5 games. They'll play Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man U. So if I'm you, I'm feeling good. There's no way they get out of that without dropping more points.
Yeah, but it's also Man City versus Arsenal in Manchester. But yeah, I mean, listen, art
But you
right?
saw what Chelsea did. Listen,
Yeah.
no, hold on. You saw what Chelsea did. Chelsea, we are in 10th place, I think, or
Yeah,
something.
10th.
You saw what we, huh?
Yeah, 10th. I was saying you're
Is it
right. You're right.
10th? Okay, yeah, we're in 10th. I don't look. I only look at the first 4 slots in the table, so I don't even know where we are. But if Chelsea can do that to them,
Yeah.
Arsenal can do so much more. So much more. I wouldn't be. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. Also, I mean, unless they win their next game by 3 goals. Their next game is against
Brentford, is it?
Brentford. Yeah, mid game. Their catch up game. Yeah, midweek against Brentford. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Arsenal, they're feeling themselves right now, scoring all these goals. They're looking good. They're not even giving up goals really. So already beating Man City this year once, first time finally in a really long time. So yeah, I think that they're going into this game full of, or they would be going into it with a ton of confidence. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say that Arsenal will win it this season. This is that Arsenal's gonna win it this season. So I'm just gonna put that out there right
right.
now. February 19th, Arsenal's coming home with the Premier League title,
Somebody clip this. Please, somebody clip this.
and I think that
What?
Liverpool will finish. Man, I honestly don't think maybe they'll be third, City second.
I mean, I'm in no position. I mean, I think yeah, it will be some combination of Liverpool and City in second and third.
You called
I
Arsenal
don't
winning
even
it
know
at the
Aston
beginning of
Villa.
the season, even though.
Oh yeah, I think they'll win it. Yeah, I think yeah. I feel like they like last season they came so close and gave up. This season they've reinforced. They got
Your boy Declan
heck of a
Rice.
signing in Declan Rice. A heck of a signing in Declan Rice. You know, never gives up. A true leader, true player. I mean, you got other good. Obviously, you got the England Player of the Year,
Yeah,
like back to back in Bukayo. You got man or Real Madrid reject Martin Odegaard, who is like he could play. I mean, people make jokes. I think he could go back to Madrid. Like if Danny Ceballos is at Madrid, Martin Odegaard could be at Madrid. So I mean, if I were you, I'd be worried that he like there was some
yeah.
buyback clause in Martin Odegaard's contract and he's playing next to Chouameni and Valverde and Bellingham after Cruz and Modric go. Which I mean, could you blame him if he went back? He wants to prove himself. Everyone wants to prove themselves to the club that let him go. But yeah, all that to say, I think I think Arsenal's in pole position, especially like I mean they have a tough end of the season as well, but I
Yeah.
feel like that compared with everybody else, I feel like I feel like they got just a little bit more of an edge. Also, I mean City, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, that is all I'm going to say.
All right.
Oh, did it break? Are you making a waffle? Dang, this apartment, the electricity sometimes breaks, so we can't make waffles.
What?
But yeah,
No waffles is a
uh,
shame. No waffles is a shame. I don't know if I would be able to enjoy life without waffles. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah, life without waffles, life worth living. Hold on, like, but oh Yeah, someone. It's Monday and my calendar's going crazy. Um, Kaylee. Yeah. Do you want? If you can make it in here, if you want. What? You can make it in here. It's okay. Okay. Anyway, moving on from the Premier League, you texted me this week. The news finally broke that one Kylian Mbappe has given official notice to his famed PSG that he does not intend to continue with the club at the end of the season. Can I get a reaction?
I mean, it's like I'm happy with it. I'm happy that he's finally leaving. It shouldn't have taken this long. I mean, it's sad to see a player like that leave. Um, but PSG need to figure themselves out. They can't do that while they're trying to play like keep hold of Kylian Mbappe. Like they just need to let the breakup happen and then regroup and come up with an actual way to run a business that's more sustainable than just buying all these stars, and because that doesn't work out obviously. So I'm happy. I hope that Mbappe gets what he wants and wins real trophies. Um, but it just seems like he's going to be in Madrid. Obviously, I think we talked about this last time. Like, I'm hoping that Thierry Henry can speak into his ear a little bit and get him to Arsenal.
Come
But
to the city.
this is just like a delusional Arsenal fan. But yeah, I think that he's gonna love the weather in Madrid, love winning in Madrid, love playing with a couple of his French compatriots in Madrid, as well as Jude Bellingham. Just like he's ready. They're just
So
waiting for him now. I wonder. Only thing that's
yeah,
questionable is what number he's gonna take.
I think he's gonna wear the number 10.
Who's wearing it?
I think Luka
Luca.
Modric said he's leaving
Okay.
Madrid at the end of the season, and he wore the number 10.
Okay.
Vinny already got the number 7.
Dang.
Vinny gonna keep the number
Yeah.
7. I think, but I think it's fine. I mean, if I'm Mbappe, like why not wear the number 10?
Absolutely. Iconic number at an
Why
iconic
not?
club. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I like I get it. Ronaldo's your guy, but I mean,
He's
be
10 for
unfair with you.
country
He's a
though,
lot of
right?
people's guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears 10 in France. Just wear 10. Just wear 10 at Madrid. I mean, I don't think anyone would say no to the number shirt 10. The number shirt 10 at 10. The number shirt 10 at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the only thing. The only thing that makes me feel weird about this is people, and I haven't seen the numbers, but people keep saying he's going to make significantly less money
Yes. Yeah.
at Real Madrid. So that's this is the part that always kind of like makes me feel somewhat weird. So I don't know exactly how much money he's making. Like I don't know how much money PSG is actually paying him. I feel like his money situation is confusing because like half of it's like paid up front and like bonuses and like
Yeah.
retention fees, and then the other half is this out. So I don't know how much. Like I don't know what his actual salary is versus like how much money he's made overall at PSG. But people just keep saying, or reports keep saying, he's going to make significantly less money.
Yeah.
So to me, like is he making 75 and now he's going to start making 40? It feels like it would be really hard, no matter how good a club is, to make to make so much little money. Like, do you know? I don't know what the numbers are, but it seems like it would be really hard for me to go from making 80 million to making 40 if that's significant. But if it's like he's making 75 and Madrid can only pay him 50, it's like okay, that's he can make up that other 25 easily through like his image, keeping his image
Well,
rights,
that's the
or
difficult thing is because obviously, as you know, Madrid keeps owns everybody's image rights, which is not which
yeah,
now is a little bit more normal than it used to be. But Mbappe is not giving up his image rights, so that's what we're gonna need to figure out. That's the interesting thing, because yeah, I mean, it was he was making, let's see, is making like over 60 a year at PSG. Um,
uh-huh.
and what was it, 2 years ago, whatever they were Madrid was offering him was going to be that much, but a better signing on bonus.
Yeah,
um, and now they can't offer him that, and I don't know why. I don't know if that had anything to do with the financial fair play or who they've signed in the last whatever, but Yeah, it's there's no like open number exactly as to what he's making, but the rumor is that he's making 75 million per year excluding his bonuses. So his salary is like 75 million per year at PSG. I don't know who else can pay that.
Well, that's the thing. So I feel like, especially, and I read a report similar saying like whatever, like the offer that Madrid had on the table 2 summers ago, like that's gone.
Yeah.
Like we have an offer for you, but it's worse, which doesn't make sense. Like I get it. Okay, you signed Jude Bellingham for like 100,000 or 100 mil, and a handful of other players, but I just it doesn't like it seems like it would be weird. Like oh yeah, like we think you are the best player in the world, or at least in the conversation
Yeah.
between two or three we were going to give you this much. Now we're going to offer you a lot less.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, because he could still stay. Like, it's not like Madrid's
Yeah.
his only option. Like, he can go wherever he wants to,
Yeah.
and wherever he goes, I mean, I guess it would. I mean, I don't know where else he would. I mean, Arsenal, Liverpool, but Klopp's leaving. I mean, he's not coming to Chelsea. But you know, he. I hate to say this to your face. He's not going to Barcelona either.
Right.
I mean, I mean, actually, you know what? Maybe they could. He could go to
I
Barcelona.
mean he
They
would have
will
to take
find a
a
way to pay him
they
more.
would find yeah, they would pull a couple levers, but he's I mean to your point, he's not. But yeah, I don't it's just funny because people are like, well, whatever. Arsenal can't afford him or Barcelona can't afford him, but like you don't know, we don't know that, right? He's leaving essentially for free. Madrid are still going to give him
Yep.
a signing on bonus, but he's a free transfer, which is huge for that guy. And so we really don't know what he's demanding in terms of yearly salary. Like this guy's been making, you know, hundreds of millions for the last few years. I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but I guess to your point, like you don't want to go from making 80 million to then making 20 million. Like that's not going to sit well with anybody, no matter how wealthy you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So then I'm like maybe the only thing that would like it, unless he's financially set and just does not care. At which point,
Yeah.
fine. But I just feel like yeah, going to Madrid and making let's just say half your salary. I feel like he probably in, wouldn't be incentivized to stay there too long
No.
if like especially if Paris is like yeah like okay fine like go have fun because like the other question I was going to ask is like does Paris stay relevant after his departure are they even relevant today
So
I don't
to
know.
your that's a good question because as a PSG fan for like 18 years now, to me they're less. I mean, they're more relevant in like culture, but they're more of like a laughing stock in terms of like football. I think like I haven't paid attention to them these last like 3 years just because it's just like it's almost like Barcelona. There's the business, the way they're running this club, like the bit is just like a shambles a bit and a bit embarrassing. But yeah, that's a good point. Like a lot of these people are going to be like, oh, no more Mbappe. Like I don't care anymore. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it's like a gift and a curse because I mean, I haven't been a PSG for 18 years. Like, I think the first PSG jersey I bought was a Blazeman Tweedy in like 2014,
Okay.
right? So, last generation of players,
Only
but
because of
not
Chris
a
Langton, though.
life.
So let me shout out Chris Langton because this guy's been going to
Shout
PSG
out,
since since pre.
shout out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, shout out, Chris. I see you, Chris. Um, but like when they had like those players, like I think it was like Verratti, Tweedy, Cavani,
yeah,
Ibrahimovic. Even I think we had David Beckham at a point in
yeah.
time, right? I think it was like 2013, maybe 2004,
12, 13,
early
yeah.
2000s, tens. But like I was not a fan. Like I would watch PSG in the Champions League. They would routinely knock Chelsea out of the round of 16, right? And they were just like another respectable club
Yeah,
from around Europe.
yeah,
Like I didn't consider the French league to be any stronger than the Portuguese league. So it's like I would see them play, then I'd see like
yeah,
Benfica, or I'd see like a club from like, I mean, like for example, like a Ajax or a Ghent, like just like another
yeah,
big club around Europe that hasn't won anything. I guess Ajax has won things, Benfica, but they've never won anything. But it was like they're just a club. But then Mbappe, when Project Mbappe and Neymar came, it was
yeah.
like okay, now they are in superstar. Messi comes, it's like they're at their pinnacle. It's like, do they go back to just being another good club in Europe that's like around in the Champions League because they've won their domestic league for the last 10 years and
Yeah.
like they'll make it to the round of 16, sometimes a quarterfinal, maybe a semi here and there, and like they have fans? Or is it like they like go the way of like a Juventus where I feel like Juventus is like completely irrelevant to me
Yeah,
because like
definitely.
like no one like Juventus used to be like at least to
Everywhere.
me and
They were like the
yeah
Real
I thought
Madrid,
yeah
honestly.
yeah
There was a
like
time.
I feel like yeah from like middle school up until like 5 years ago like
Yeah.
Juve was like I'm an Inter fan but it was like I still thought Juve was
Yeah.
a bigger deal and they were and
Yeah.
now they aren't so I mean it's and like that like I also feared the same thing could be
Yeah.
happening to Barcelona.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's
Just
sad. Like I hate seeing it. I hate being on the streets and like the just like is there's just no excitement really anymore for it. There's there's still
yeah
bars that play the games and it's just like it just feels I know we're not getting stuck on this, but just quickly like it living here it feels like almost depressing to think of and talk about Barcelona, whereas 10 years ago it was like you could feel it in the streets like the excitement and the happiness and now it's like ugh, it's just like and that's obviously
yeah
political as well. But I mean, you take that away, it's still just like the financial situation they're in is just comes down on you. But from what I know, PSG is going to turn into almost like a like what Bayern Munich do is they're just going to really invest in their case French players that are young and good and
yeah
talented and then probably just pick off a couple of these not superstar types, but people who are going to push them over the edge a little bit. And that's not a bad business model to follow.
no
They buy the best players from typically their same league. If you're, speaking of Bayern,
yeah
and win the
hmm
league every season and compete in Champions League. And maybe that's the best way to go because these, superstars haven't done it for them. Yeah.
yeah I agree with you that's a perfectly fine route to go and that will keep you relevant
Yeah.
at least in the Champions League and in your country in terms of people following your club
Yeah.
and there's a vested interest because they played for Le Bleu.
Right. And to your point about like when PSG wasn't really these, galactical PSG, like during that era, I loved to see, Lyon and Marseille. Like they were basically, I feel like what they're gonna fall into is what like, the era of Lyon and Marseille was doing years ago when it was just like heavily French and then a couple of like top players from different countries. But like, that Lyon team, those Lyon teams in like the early 2000s, they were always competing and winning the league and competing in champions. Like this was a fun team to watch. A couple of Brazilians and then like a ton of French players. So I
Yep.
think that it'd be exciting to see that again. And I think that that's the direction they'll go, and I think is the direction they should go. Essentially, that's what a lot of like even these English clubs do too. There's talent to be found in France, as we very well know. And if you can just pick up on that talent, especially in that Paris area, dude, come on.
Well, I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, like I mean, the French league, if they retained French talent, they would
Yeah.
be a top two league.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they have enough to like bring all the French players home and spread them out between PSG, Lyon, Marseille, and a few of the. I feel like I probably left out a couple of the bigger clubs like
Monaco,
Monaco.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Monaco's not
Nice,
French, but
yeah,
still,
yeah.
yeah. OG, Nice, Bordeaux. Like, and you got like 6 or 7 clubs that are all
Yeah,
fun to watch,
yeah.
and then like a couple other like French adjacent players could also come over.
Right.
So wasn't Alan St. Maximin French? Is he
Yeah,
French?
he's French.
Never played for the team, but like yeah, like you could get but
Yeah,
man,
every these like
it is what it
Ivory
is.
Coast guys that are you always also what I love about the French league is they always have great African talent. I feel like you make
Yeah,
your name if you're French, like you make your name in the African league. At least like I don't know.
yeah.
I mean in the French league, but that'd be cool to.
I,
They do a good job at that. I feel like, or they did. I don't know.
yeah, cool. Well, I think we've had a productive conversation today, Brooks. I
Yeah, I
think
think so.
we we talked about the blue card. We talked about the blue moon in Manchester City, and it seems like it's starting to crack a little bit. And Arsenal is in good form, and it looks like they could maintain it. And we got two predictions now trending towards a title run at the end of the season. Mbappe's off to Madrid, and PSG can stay relevant if they play their cards correctly,
Yeah.
and they will not, go the same way as some of let's just say our fallen heroes in Juventus. Shout out Del Piero, he used to be my favorite player in high school, and won Barcelona after the celebrities, after Messi, like basically after all their big players left.
Yeah.
Like now they're just left with the youngsters and Robert Lewandowski and Ilkay Gundogan, Dortmund stars that are trying to replicate this in the twilight of their career.
Yeah.
It's not like it. Like I love both of those
Yeah.
players, but
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same,
Yeah.
and it's not. And it's like it's all obvious. They're not even that bad. They're just. It's just not the same. So anyway, final thoughts on any of those topics, Mr. Brooks?
No, I mean Barcelona needs to do some real business. But no, I don't have any final thoughts. Actually, I just have a question about these for you. We can. Did you said you did run in these or you did not run in these?
No, I do. At work though, just only at work.
And what do you think of them?
I mean they're fine. They're just not as good as the Invincible threes.
Okay.
Was my take.
Okay.
Yeah, I just prefer like the
The
cushion.
cushion.
Um, and yeah, they're fine. Like I think last week, I I, I think I only run them about once a week though, because
Okay.
I rarely go into my office,
Okay.
so they just sit under my desk. But I mean, what'd you think? I saw you took them out.
I took them out. Yeah, I took them out finally, like on the streets, and you can definitely tell that they're not a carbon sole, and you can tell that they're not like a mad cushion like the Invincible. But versus, I kind of like that in some respects. I was way sore than I thought I'd be in my calves after running in them. But I like the fit. I like the fit of them. I'm gonna. I mean, I'm excited to try them for longer distances. But today I did like the Invincibles, and you can tell a difference with the cushion. But
You
yeah,
did the 5K or you said it
10K.
was the 10K.
Yeah, in the
10K and the
Invincibles.
Invincible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little slower pace than those things, but I like them. Yeah, yeah. I just want to get your thoughts on them, on or off camera. I just want to know what you
Yeah.
thought.
No. I mean they're cool. They're cool, but I mean like so. I mean I feel like they're fine to have as like an alternative run shoe,
Even like
but
a
I would
treadmill shoe.
never. I mean, I'm exclusively a
Oh,
treadmill.
that's
I'm exclusive
right.
on treadmill.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, for people that are on the streets, but yeah, like if you can afford to get the Invincible, I would, or anything better. I mean, but if you don't, I guess I'll put it like this: if you're not running in the Invincible and like you just pick up the Pegasus with the Zoom X, like you're going to be happy. It's just if you're running a shoe
Yeah.
that's better.
But I think to your point, it's the recycled Zoom X. That's what people talk about online, like the recycledness of this. You can
Is that what the
tell.
problem is?
Yeah, because they're just like
Okay,
pieces that have been cut off. It's not like a full
and
piece,
glued
and it's just
together.
glued
Yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. They're just it's like
Yeah.
the foam pit at McDonald's, and they're like, okay, now you have a soul. Whereas on the Invincibles, which I mean, I'll tell you this though, I like the look of the recycled foam
I do
X
too. Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
um the and I just drew a blank. Where are the shoes? I can't even see them. It's because it's still Zoom X on the Invincible. It's
Yeah.
just not,
Yeah. You could tell the
and
difference
it
though.
looks the presentation looks cleaner as well. But I
Yeah.
like I like the recycled look. But yeah, the Invincibles are definitely the superior shoe, and I guess that reflects in the sale price.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I'll continue. Like I said, I mean, like in the last year, like I had tried those. I had tried the Vomeros.
I heard those are
And
really
I'll
good.
put. I was gonna say the Vomeros are about the same price as the Pegasus. They're less than the Invincible, and the Pegasus or the Vomeros were really really good. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoyed running in those, and I'll probably get another pair of those this summer.
Yeah, I actually,
But
because of my Nike discount, I had to order them to the States to my friend's house, but I actually got a Zoom
um,
Fly, the Zoom Fly 5 that has a carbon sole. Because I've been waiting for the new Alpha Fly to come out in April, but I needed a carbon shoe, and I didn't want to let this discount leave because it expired at the end of February and the Alpha's not out yet.
yeah,
So I just got the like Zoom Fly with the carbon sole. Because I had a Zoom Fly 3 and it was one of my favorite running shoes. So I'm excited for somebody to come to Spain and hopefully bring those soon because they're just sitting at my boy's house waiting for them to go on my feet and go on some long runs. But yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know
Okay,
those?
yeah. Okay, the Zoom. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at them right now.
Yeah. It's like the
Um,
cheapest way to get a
yeah,
carbon plate in
I was gonna say it
Nikes.
surprises me that you would get these. If I'm being honest,
Yeah, so
they seem a little bit beneath you.
well, the biggest thing was because the like I said, those Alpha Flies, they announced the third version, but they're not out yet. And I needed to
Yeah.
get my Alpha Flies that I have currently. They're at like 380 miles, and the sole's falling off. The Vapor Flies I sent in to Nike, and they just kept them. They didn't give me anything back for it. And the other Vapor Flies I have at my mother-in-law's house. So I needed something. I didn't want to spend a ton of money because these Alpha Flies are what I want to spend the money on.
Yeah. You
Enable.
gotta wait another month and a half.
I also want to wait for another Nike promo, like do a little bit of work for Nike to get the another 40% off. I'm not trying to pay full price for those. This looks crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
$300.
Ooh.
Yeah, ain't easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, well, I guess yeah, we'll keep the people informed on the footwear for the running and the football. But for now, we will let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out with us on the Abraza Football Podcast. We'll see you in a week, Brooks. It's always a pleasure, my friend. Until next time.
bye.